This is a true story of God's love and unrelenting faithfulness toward us in those difficult times. I think it's Psalm 46. He's a very present help in time of trouble. And this trip we went on, I think it was the 17th, Friday the 17th of April we took off, and the weather looked halfway decent, but it turned into winter-like weather. And weather's usually what makes things difficult. But I found this guy Dan in the woods bear hunting the September before, and we both had on our bucket list this Negro Lake because there's no good way to get there. So we set out a couple weeks ago, both of us crazy nuts. Dan's 61, I'm 55. And I think of Abraham Lincoln, what he said: I have been driven to my many times to my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. Okay, here's a view of the trip. We started off actually way back farther on the map and went 4.5 miles to Trout Pond right here. Then we portaged to Salmon Lake, and then we had a portage to Witch Hopple, and then we actually, this is where we did the Blaze Trail to Elbow Pond. Then we went up this beaver dam to Lost Island Pond, and all the way to Negro Lake, which was, and there's that trail that I get turned around in, that marker of the trail in Negro Lake, and we actually camped right there where it shows a road going down to a building. That building was there in the 1960s. It's gone, but that's where we camped and got beat up by the wind and the snow. So, okay, we arrived at Stillwater. It's snowing, and winter doesn't want to let up yet, but it's warmer, a lot warmer than most winters. And I'm here with a famous Adirondack person, Dan. And we're loaded for 9 days, 5 Ponds Wilderness area. Okay, we made it to the lean-to. So it was about 4 miles, Dan?
About that.
And even Dan was scared. I was trying to hold it back, but we're just stopping here for a minute, and we're gonna press on. Salmon Lake 0.8, Clear Lake 4.4, and we're going to a destination that's not on here. Well, we arrived at Salmon Lake. Here it is. Maybe the fishing's good. We'll be here for the next 2 days. The winter snow is still melting up here. Got camps down here. I found a spot where there's no snow. So, and it's April 18th, I think it is. There are fisher tracks everywhere. This is a smaller fisher. Here's my hand. There's some pretty decent sized ones. There are all sorts of different sizes. And there's tons of red squirrel tracks. And the camp is right here, right around here. I'm not a fan. I'll take bears over fishers any day. Not happy about this. We're going to hang the food and everything, but I was debating whether to bring my pistol or not. They can be pretty aggressive on these designated trails. I'm just not. They think of people, they think of food. Dan's out trying to catch us some lunch. Just a slight breeze this morning. I was thinking of Psalm 23 on these. I get out there and I just get settled in. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul.
A salmon, which I kept, and a trout, which I kept.
Awesome. So we got dinner, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was pleased about the salmon.
Yeah, that was your target fish, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I know so little about them. I was pleased with the trout because I learned a lot of them in here. It wasn't a big trout, it's only about 9-10 inches. Still round out the meal a little bit.
Well, this massive tree fell, of course, right across the trail. Things gigundous, and of course, this is a spot where the snow pack is still knee deep. Try and find the trail here. There's the trail right there. Alrighty then. Back to the portage. At least it's a nice day, not raining and stuff. My knee's been giving me trouble. I actually made a brace, but I can't find it. So I just have to walk with my legs straight. Gotta be careful, make sure I can still make it out of here. But a little bit at a time. I'll check the GPS on this device and see how close we are to the end. I'm hoping we went 3/4 of the way already. But okay, this is like over a mile portage. So what we do is, because now my knee is bad, what we're doing, because he had a bad foot, I'll take the canoe the whole way, then he'll take my backpack halfway. Then once I drop off the canoe, I come back and get my backpack. Then he goes halfway back where he dropped off my backpack and goes back and gets his backpack and goes the rest of the way. So 1 mile portage is really a 2-mile portage with this amount of gear. Now up here there's a ton of, I don't know if you can see that or not, huge 5-toed. Very big. Let's see if I can nail it down. And it's not a wolverine, but it's part of the weasel family. Can you guess what it is? Nice big feet for swimming. Big otter. And the proof in the pudding is right here. You can see where they slide down the hills on their stomach. They like to slide down the hills like a toboggan. There's more of it up here if we didn't walk all over it. We walked all over it. But you can see right here to the right, they push themselves along. And they're cute. Might be some better examples up here. But yeah, usually when they go downhill. Let's see. I should have enough sunlight when I get back, but I'm gonna have, oh, here's a good one. Where they slide down the hill. There's the tracks at the end. Okay, see you later. Okay, Witch Apple Lake. Made it here. Today's Saturday, right? Yeah. 7 miles in 2 days. Spent a lot of time at that last camp. But this is just gorgeous. And now you can see on top of that white line right there,